Oh, good morning, everyone. God, that's actually blinding my eyes. I've only just gone up. But of course, you didn't come here to find out what my sleep schedule's about. No, I wanted to do a video today because it's been about 2 weeks since I've done one, and I do need to get back into some interaction, of course, and to let people know that I'm not dead, even though I feel dead inside from what's been happening with regards to jobs and all that. But I am having an interview today, so who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. However, it's mostly to do with Vladimir Putin and Russia that this video is going to be put out to. Because there's a lot of woke tardery going on around here. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for giving support to the Ukrainians who are currently going through hell at the moment. And yes, Vlad did cross a line when he decided to invade Ukraine. However, nobody's ever thought about why he's had to do it, why he's had to go and invade Ukraine, and why he's had to take these measures. And I'm going to tell you right now that it's mainly because the US have always had their missiles outside Russia. Like, you imagine you're sitting at home and then suddenly somebody puts like a big fucking rocket truck or something outside your house with rockets pointed at the front top floor window or something. That's basically what Vladimir Putin's going through right now. Everyone's got their weapons outside his front house and trained on him if he even steps a toe cap, as they would say, out of line. And they're all very eager to go to war with that Vladimir Putin. Saki Javid made that statement in particular, saying if they take one toe cap into NATO territory, there will be all-out war. Well, let me tell you something, Saki Javid. If you people and the US people hadn't started intruding onto his front lawn, as it were, anyway, and if the EU nations and NATO weren't constantly trying to Europeanize, if you like, the eastern provinces and trying to take more control with an iron fist, which is something you would ironically associate with Stalin and Russia. Anyway, if you want to take more territory from Russia, you are poking the Russian bear with a stick, to quote Nigel Farage. And now you're all surprised when he's reacted. I can't get the words out now. Insert surprised Pikachu face. But I digress. These are the main reasons why Vladimir's had to go and invade Ukraine. He's not doing it out of malice. He's not doing it because he's an arsehole. He's doing it because he has had his home invaded by the left, by the people of NATO and the United States. Hilary Clinton was calling for war. Barack Obama was calling for war. I suspect Joe Biden has been calling for war. And now we know Saki Javid's been calling for war 100%. And let's face it, the EU doesn't like Vladimir Putin either. That's the thing. We can all sit here and be like, oh, Vladimir's an arsehole because he's invading. But as said, we've never looked at the real reasons as to why he's doing it. This is why I will never support the status quo, or I will never support the people who want to be like, oh, let's find an excuse to go after that guy over there. I do not support the current thing because I question everything. And I don't trust the mainstream media to tell us the truth. Of course, unfortunately, there are a lot of sheeple in this world who will believe this, that need to be shown that there are other ways, and that there are other people who will actually stand up and tell the truth, because they believe in truth and justice. That's why we must always question everything, and I mean everything. I don't expect people to just take my word for it. I expect people to do their research and look it up for themselves, because that's the only way you find true enlightenment. By taking sides from, by taking bits and pieces from each side, looking it up, verifying the truth, and then coming to your own logical decision. But the media would want you to believe Vlad bad and EU and NATO good, when it could well be that that is not the case at all. It's a bit like the situation with COVID. How they kept on bleating on about, you must wear a face nappy, you must make sure you get vaccinated, and they kept on pushing that propaganda. And here it's basically the same thing. They're pushing more propaganda, it's just a different subject. As I said, I do sympathize with the poor people of Ukraine. And I do think that Vladimir was out of line to invade Ukraine. However, he hasn't really been left much of a choice. How would you feel if if you had like 200 people come to your front door, kick your door down, and then decide, we're going to live here with you for the next 20 years? I don't think you'd like that one bit. I sure as shit wouldn't. But of course, they'll never listen. They will never see reason, those snowflakes in the media and the government, and a lot of extreme left snowflakes. That's the trouble with them, and it's funny because some people think I have extreme hatred towards the left. No, I'll always laugh at the left, and to say I have extreme hatred is fundamentally wrong. I'll only hate left-wingers if they resort to violence, and if they are genuinely inciting hatred. But enough about them. I basically wanted this video to be put out there to put into perspective, if you like, what we should be looking for. Please bear with me, I just need to look for something. There we are. Anyway, it's there to say there is more to the Russia conflict than meets the eye. There is more to what's going on than the mainstream media is willing to tell. That is what we must remember. Never trust just the mainstream media's account. Never. Because that is a surefire way to head for disaster. I do support the people of Ukraine, but I also support telling the truth. And the truth is the only thing that matters. But they won't ever tell you that, of course. So be vigilant. Don't trust a single thing the mainstream media says until you've actually researched it and seen the facts for yourself. And let's put the feet of the EU and NATO, and to some extent America, let's put their feet to the fire and question why they've been constantly putting in sanctions. Why have they been constantly giving Vladimir Putin a load of shit? And why have they got weapons of mass destruction potentially parked outside their front door? My name's Dabima, also known as Abatha-X, and I am, as always, very, very bad news for crooked, corrupt media outlets. And of course, most importantly, those who wanted to poke the Russian bear with a stick and are now surprised when the guy reacts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, and most importantly, fuck the government.